Thank you for joining today's Skillshare session organized by Open Mapping Hub Asia Pacific. My name is John. I'm OpenStreetMap trainer based in Izmir, Turkey. We have a special guest today with Michael Joshua Orais is from Tacloban Youth Mappers, and it's a member of one of the student clubs that is within the sponsorship program that is run by Open Mapping Hub Asia Pacific. And um, during the sponsorship program, the student clubs that are participating, that are involved, are running some activities, running some Mapathon or training activities where they are also required to monitor the data activity, monitor the data that we created and contributed to OpenStreetMap, as well as some user statistics and user activities within OpenStreetMap. Sometimes some clubs are organizing mapping competitions, and in those mapping competitions, again, monitoring the participants' activities, monitoring the data contribution is also quite important. And within the student clubs that are part of that sponsorship, some student clubs are having more experience in these kinds of activities. They have already knowledge of tools and methods to make this happen, to make this monitoring processes happen. And some of the student clubs are newly established. Some of them are getting acquainted with the processes and the tools as part of this sponsorship program. So we wanted to organize this Skillshare session on monitoring data activity, on monitoring mapping activity, and also monitoring participant activity and reporting tools that are available to do so. So I'm going to give the floor to Michael Joshua Orais and from Tacloban Youth Mappers to talk about their experience and their processes in doing these kinds of reports. So thank you for joining. And again, the session is recorded so that you will be able to access the recording. You will be able to revisit this session through AP Hub's YouTube channel. So without taking too much time, I'm giving the floor to Joshua. Joshua, welcome, and thank you for accepting to lead this session today.
Thank you, Sir Jan. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the AP Hub for giving us the opportunity of leading this sharing session and to be able to share the skills that we've learned throughout all of the activities that we've conducted so far. So let me just introduce myself again. I'm Joshua Orais, and I'm a representative of the UP Tacloban Youth Mappers, one of the organizations under the Student Club Sponsorship Program of the AP Hub. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so for this session, I was tasked to share our experience in monitoring Mapathon data and contributor statistics. So, just to start this session, can I ask for those who have already experienced, or not necessarily conducted, who have already participated in Mapathons, can you react? Okay, so I'm seeing a few people here. So it's okay since this skill sharing session is mostly for is dedicated for those our peers or organizations or the other organizations in the sponsorship program who are not really who are still new organizations and are still getting to know the tools that are used for these kinds of activities. So here are the list of topics that I will present today. So first is the Mapathon event planning, attendance tracking, Mapathon data monitoring, and contributor statistics. So the first one, it's just a brief topic since all of you here, I assume, are already familiar with how Mapathon works. So the purpose of the first topic is that for the others, for the attendees here to be able to not just attend an organization, to conduct their own mapathon in their respective organizations. Okay, so first, we have I summarized this list of things that we should do before and during a mapathon. So of course, uh, when planning a mapathon, we must first have a date and the time. Oh, sorry for that graphical error. So we must first have a date and a time and a target area. The next is the change that comment. So these changes comments are the ones with the hashtag. So these are very important for uh, later for tracking our contributions to SM, and even in during live mapathons if you want to show updates of uh, the contributors of the participants of our mapathon. Then next is of course we have to check the materials. So the materials what we mean here are the laptops, mouse, and we must have uh, good internet connection for our mapathon to run smoothly. And finally, for our planning phase, it's very important to use social media to promote our event. That's what we've been doing so far, so that people are aware of the activity that we're doing, and it's also a way to encourage them to make them excited on the event that we're doing. So let's move on to uh, the things that we do during the mapathon. So first is maintain that the internet connection is good. This is to make sure that all contributions, all edits are saved in OSM. Then these next things that are listed here, these are not uh, the display progress and music are not really required, but uh, it's good to have those. So first, the display progress. It's good to have, for example, a projector or a large TV screen where you can show the live updates of the participants of uh, your mapathon. The next is, of course, to keep the room lively. It's recommended to have uh, music ready while people are working. Then it's very important to always remind the participants of your mapathon to always use the change that comments that you've selected when saving their work. So I've placed here a links for a more detailed list of things to do when when you're hosting a mapathon. So don't worry, you don't have to copy this since I'll share the slides after this meeting. So now let me just show you what it looks like when we try to uh, show the live updates of the mapathon. So this tool is called Show Me the Way, where you just input the change that comment of your mapathon, your selected change that comment, and you'll be able to view on the screen the live updates of those that are participating on your mapathon. So as you can see here, there's a screen, then the traces are shown, and along with the contributors, how long it was ago, and what they did for that change set. So I'm gonna teach you how to display that uh, that live update. So we have here a link. So let me just send the link on the chat so that you'll be able to explore what it looks like. So this link here is will direct you to what was shown here above, the OSM Show Me the Way. So if you replace the last word on the link, so you can see there's YM, that's the chosen change set for one of the mapathons that we conducted. Uh, if you put your own change set comment, you'll be able to see the live updates of the people contributing to OSM at that specific time. So for now, I think we won't be able to see updates since we are not currently having mapathons. But it's good to try that when the time comes that you'll be able to host your own event. Okay, so for the next part is the attendance tracking. So for most of the Mapathon, most of the Mapathon activities that we've conducted were usually only small scale. So it's not really a hassle in collecting all the usernames of the participants. So let's say it's a physical or an online event. You can easily collect the usernames of your participants either through a registration form, or if you're conducting an online Mapathon, you can do it through Google Forms by letting them answer a Google Forms. So just want to note that this is an important part of our process in tracking the updates, in tracking the data that was contributed by our participants. Since through this list, we are able to access the edits that they've made on OpenStreetMap. So next is the Mapathon data monitoring. So for this phase, this is when we try to look for for example, the exact number of buildings that the user has contributed for a specific Mapathon. So this tool is what we've been using since you have a field for your project ID, your starting time, end time, and either you run it hot tasking manager, and the API that you'll use for your query. So let's tackle this one by one. So first is the project ID. This is when this is the project that you've selected as a target for your activity. So the others, the starting time and the end time, I guess it's pretty much self-explanatory already, since you have a date here and the time of when you started. Then same goes for the end time. So for the humanitarian OpenStreet, the tasking manager, this is when this option is what you'll select. Then for the overpass API, we just leave it as it is, since that's the API that we use for querying our information. So once you submit that information, this is what it looks like if you have queried a information on a certain project. So for example, we have project 14911, which is the manware response activation in the Philippines. As you can see here, the contributions in OSM are highlighted in the map. Then the number of roads are also indicated along with its total distance, along with other important statistics such as the total number of buildings that was created, the land use, and the waterway. So these are the usual statistics that we're looking for if we're monitoring the data of the participants who've contributed in our Mapathon. So along with these screen, you can also see the leaderboard of your conducted activity. So as Sir Jan has mentioned earlier, some activities conduct their Mapathons in a way that it's a competition. So this is what we use to know which of the participants have the largest amount of contributions. So as I've said earlier, the part where we needed the list of participants, this is where it comes in, since this leaderboard is for the entire project. This is not only for the people that you're working on. So if we cross-check here who from our list is let's say is on the top of the leaderboard, so that's who the award goes to that person. So this is just another tip in conducting a Mapathon. It's uh, uh, participants kind of enjoy if they have if there's a prize. It doesn't need to be that big, but giving them prizes will help them be encouraged and continue on mapping the activities that you're doing. Okay, so next is the contributor statistics. So far, what we've been using is the Overpass Turbo.eu. So again, let me send the link for that one. Okay, so here's the link for Overpass Turbo. So I would highly recommend that for everyone to try this right now so that you'll be able to explore how to query information from this tool. So everyone, if you would, if you can, please access the link. And if you go there, it looks somewhat like this, the one on the screen. So although at first it kind it, it it's like very intimidating since it has a code, it has a panel for where you can code, but you don't have to worry about this since this tool has a wizard where uh, you don't need to really have any coding background. So okay, is everyone there already on the website? Okay, so on the website, let me just share a few the most common queries that uh, we use in getting the statistics of our individual contributors. So first is the user, then you put the name of the OSM username. So I think it's better if I show you how it actually works on the website. So let me share. Okay, so for this wizard, on the left panel, you have the code where the code that will run if you query information on OpenStreetMap. Then on the right panel, we have the map here where you can scroll. Then it will serve as the bounding box of your query. So let's just say I'm scrolling here in our area. Then you click wizard. Then as indicated on the slide, the first filter that we're going to use is filter by username. So type in user, then if you can, just type your OSM username so that you'll see the contributions that you've had in OSM. So for me, I'll just type my username. Then if you click build and run query, you just have to wait for a few seconds and continue. There. All the contributions that all the edits that you've contributed to OSM in this particular area will be shown here, highlighted in red. So if you zoom in, you can see that, wait. You can see that those are actually buildings, not just circles. Everything that you've contributed in OSM will be highlighted by these colors. Now, we want to know the value of the amount of these contributions. So as you can see here, if you can see here on the lower right portion of the map panel, there are numbers being displayed where nodes 45,000, ways 3,000, relations 1. So these information and are the ones that you'll use in generating the statistics of the user that you of the information of the user that you've queried. So as you can see here, points of interest, we have 4,000, lines 1, and polygons 3. But these are very vague since these are very vague information since the only information that we placed on our query was only the username. So this is where the other filters, so this is where we can use the other filters. So let's try the buildings. So you don't have to query them one by one. You can join them together using the word and, then buildings, building, building equals store. So the equals asterisk, it just signifies that all types of building, you're querying for all types of building. So again, let's scroll scroll up so that our bounding box gets bigger. Okay. And for this one, I think a good internet connection is kind of needed since it will take a lot of time if the internet is a little bit slow. So for this query, the difference here is that we've only asked for the polygons, the buildings. We did not include the roads. Earlier, everything was included, the points, the roads, everything. So for this query, since we've specified that we only want the building, so the only ones that are displayed are the polygons. So again, as you can see here on the lower right portion of the screen, we have 2,433 polygons. So by intuition, since we have only requested for buildings, all these polygons, I mean, this number is then the total amount of buildings that you have contributed in the specific area. So again, let's try for another one. So for the roads, highways are highway is the tag that's used since it's the uh, convention used in OpenStreetMap. So I'd like to encourage you to try a combination of these filter by user and the filter by feature so that you'll get to experience how to get the information, the data of your individual contributors. And I believe what's interesting about this is it's not only for visualization. You can also export this as a file. So as you can see here, there's an export button. Then you can export it as a GeoJSON or KML, which can then be imported to your GIS application. So for example, you have GIS applications. That is where you can conduct more complex analysis. But for the sake of simplicity, since we don't want to get too technical yet here, since this is just an introduction on the tools that we're using, this Overpass Turbo is, I believe, sufficient enough for querying all the data that you want in generating the usual statistics for a Mapathon. So, Sir Dinar, if you have something to add. Hello, Sir Ken. I think that's pretty much just everything that I prepared,
Yes.
and that's everything that we do in generating all the data that we need in creating reports or statistical analysis for the edits that our members contribute in OSM. So, Sir Dinar, if you have other additions, other tips in using Overpass Turbo or any other tool.
No. We can start. This is a really good start to use Overpass Turbo because I also use Overpass Turbo for my most data checking, and for Mapathon purpose, let's for this one this is good to check Overpass Turbo, but I can share maybe you or others that want to monitor data from the Mapathon activity, you may use object instead of username. For example, you are hosting Mapathon to map a building in certain city, and then you can, what I suggest is you can simply generate statistic or data from Fast Turbo, focus on the building and newer, for example, 1 day in city. And yeah, we assume that all the building data is coming from your activity at that time. So, and then you can export in JSON and run the validation to get more insight about the data quality. And also maybe you want to count, I mean, not only count, but another analysis, because yeah, you share it well. We can use Mapathon Carton from Carton ONG to generate the statistic. That's it from Overpass Turbo. I also suggest to generate the object instead of username, unless we need to specify for the specific person FM object. But this is a very good example, because yeah, you can run it as Joshua mentioned. You can just simply use a wizard, and then yeah, Overpass will do for us. And for the show me the way, yeah, this is good to show the visualization. Just I want to share another tip for Mapathon Carton. Let me pass the link in the chat. You can also use this one API. I put on the chat box. To everyone, sorry, this one. Yeah, so in case you need to like want to apply, want to explore more about the tasking manager, since we are rely on tasking manager for our Mapathon, and this is doesn't require any programming knowledge, because for I can say that for only like get button in blue button, you can go through on that. And yeah, for example, you can click get, Joshua, and then try it out on the right. Try it out. Right. This one. And then after that, you can see any hints. For example, we don't need to input anything, so you can just click execute.
Execute, okay.
And wait, and then scrolling down, that's it. We can download it and convert it in CSV, and then also you can convert it in XLS. So yeah, this is also another tools that we can use to play around with tasking manager.
So for this tool, how do you specify, for example, a specific area, or how do you specify the things that you're looking for in using this tool?
Oh, we don't need to specify area, because every purpose of this query is very specific. It's only generate based on what they do. For example, what you did is just want to know all active campaigns. Scroll up, then
this one, get all active
campaigns. Yeah, that's it. And you can move next to another blue button, because I never try pause and delete because I think it's required admin right, and we can play around. Every one of us can play around it. Don't forget to click try it out. And if you if you have any question in the no. For example, this one require there are a field that we need to fill. For example, like this one, you need to use your token here, where you can find your token. It's simply, but the idea is we can use this for our purpose in case you want to explore more or play around with this tasking manager. Yeah, because we can do many things, not only generate the statistic, but also get more information about that in case you need to work, in case you not only use tasking manager for Mapathon, maybe in the future you need a tasking manager for your work, for your business, etc. You can still play around since now. And yeah, feel free to ask if you want to clarify something, because where to ask, yeah, you can either ask in to us or in the hot seat. Yeah, wherever you see fit, you can ask. Usually, yeah, that's it. In the first time, maybe you see this is like for the developer or tech guy, but not. This is this API docs is for public with various skill. You don't need to remember anything. How can I get all user contribute to this project? For example, how to this one. You can just simply scroll down and find the query that fit with your purpose. Yeah, just read it. And yeah, sometimes I also play around with this because I need more information. I think that's it.
So I've also shared the what you call this, the documentation guide for is it okay if we go back to to the
Yeah.
overpass turbo? So for the participants, I've also shared the guide, the documentation guide for the in querying information in overpass turbo using the wizard. So if you can explore here, you don't need to have any uh, programming background for you to be able to query information from this tool. So you just read these. If you want, let's see, let's look for something familiar. So if you want to query information from a user, as we presented earlier, you just type this. Then if you want in place, as Sir Diener said earlier, in a certain city, in specific city, or in whatever place you're hosting your Mapathon, you can also do that. Uh, you can combine different queries using or and. Then yeah, that's the things that we can use for the things that we can query from our Pest Turbo. So if you want more, for example, more specific information, so you can ask for amenity equals restaurant, amenity equals whatever amenity that you want. And if you can't decide what amenity, uh, let's say what tag, you cannot uh, decide what tag you exactly want, you can always put the star icon, the asterisk icon, similar to this building equal asterisk, since as you know, the building tag has a lot of values. So we have building equals CS for the most basic one. We have other types of building, more specific types. So if you want to query all types of building, for example, all types of highways, you just put the star icon so that everything will be uh, displayed on the screen. And as Sir Dinner also mentioned earlier, you can use this filter by date, the newer. This is formatted as year, month, date, then the time. It's better to leave that as it is to have the time at exactly 12 a.m. Then after that, you'll get the information. I mean, the features in OSM uh, that were edited or added after this date. So this tool actually offers uh, is actually very capable of uh, generating any information that you can get. So I think it just needs a little bit of reading on the documentation for us to know how to structure our queries. Then, Sir Dinner, aside from the Mapathon dashboard, I believe before there was also an OSM, if I'm correct, OSM Galaxy. Does that still
Yes,
exist?
no, it
Ah,
has been deactivated
hmm,
because the hot tech team now are working on another tools that also incorporate the function of that.
hmm. So I was looking for it earlier, or like
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
few days ago when I was
it's not
preparing this
yet.
presentation. I didn't know why I couldn't find it, so that's why. I think the other participants here are also kind of experienced in conducting mapathon since this session is more of a, I think it's more of a conversation rather than a presentation. So I'd also like to encourage the others to share what methods you use when you uh, want to get the information of the participants of your mapathon. So any volunteers? Do we have any volunteers? So maybe the others here are using tools that haven't been presented yet. It's very helpful to if you can share those tools that you're using. Sir Dinar,
Yes,
for the OSM chat, I'm not really that familiar with OSM chat. Is it possible for you to? Is it okay?
okay. Let me,
Since we still have time, maybe we
yes, we
can
still have time.
explore
Let
on that.
me prepare OSM set analyzer. Okay.
We're not really familiar with that tool yet. All the only tool that we've been
Problem.
using so far was the Overpass Turbo.
Okay, let me walk through for some minute and brief browser. Okay, I'm sharing screen. So this is the OSM chat. What is this? So this is like our visualization, data visualization that focus on the warning error, and then it make us easier to monitor specific area, specific object, or even specific hashtag. And the idea of the OSM chart. So the interface is like this is username. You need to log in with your OSM account, and then if you don't set any filter, like as you show in my screen, you will see like this. We will get random. So basically, OSM will collect, will sync with OSM database, and then it will show the specific filter that you are set or not. Because at the moment I didn't set any filter, so yeah, I will only see everything. What I mean like everything, because maybe this is not my target, and then I just see that. So what do you want? The interface is like this one. This is the user contributor, Dimitar 155, Numis, Momo, niado od, and then this is their changset command, edit land use, addition the specimens, etc. This is the, and then what is this? This is the number of the changset, and this is the time when they upload the data, when the data come to OSM server. And what is this? This is so colorful. Let's remember, red is deleted object. What is this? Orange or yellow? This is the modified object, and magenta one is created. So from this number and color, I can tell that this user ISM contributor doing something on this change set. They created 5 objects. 5 object means one node is a one object. One way is one object. So we don't have an idea what actually is he doing now. But for this one, we can tell that 5 is maybe probably only one building, one square building, because one square building has 4 nodes and 1 polygon. So it counts as 5. And then they also modified 2 objects. It probably can ways or nodes, and they delete nothing, which is good for this one. And when we click, we can move this for the more readable, because this is on, I cannot, for example, when we click this I have details, and when I click this one on the contributor username, I can click logo and then click this, and no miss, join about 1 year. This is, it will show a simple statistic. 1 bad, 1 good chance set. What did this mean? This is like, so OSM also provide this tool to give an example. This is good, this is bad, but you have a choice to either do that or ignoring that. But this is their statistic from their mark from OSM chat. And also this is their profile, and you can see on it will link to OSM chat itself. It will, if you click this, you will open all of their edit in OSM chat, and also this is will direct you to OSM profile, SDYC, and then their Mishima profile. So this is basically their profile. And what is this one? No feature were flag. So usually if OSM chat detects something weird, something questionable from their edit, it will show here. Now let's find for the example. This one. No, nothing. Even they have a flag, this one called flag, possible import, review requested, and what they use, editor, JOSM, also their version, what's their source, etc. And we don't see this. And let's go through to another. No tag changes, because they only store, they not change, they edit. Wait, geometry changes, they only change only. So only from this color, it will tell you something. So from this magenta, what they created all of this object in magenta color, and they also edit this way because the color is yellow, and nothing object has been deleted because there is no red on this. And created plus mean created. So yeah, that's this one, etc. And you will see the complex created, modified, deleted. And then this no discussion yet. You can put discussion this is a called Chengse discussion. If you, in case you didn't aware about that yet, so probably you find their edit is need to fix or need to improve. Hello, and etc. And then blah blah blah. You tell them, and you click post comment. They will receive a notification via their email, and yeah, this is also good way to collaborate with other contributor, not only with our participant from our Mapathon, but also from the wider community when we can provide the feedback and also asking feedback or etc. And yeah, this is the profile. And what is this? This is the like legend from the maps, edit, modified, deleted, and filter by the map style. They only provide, not only provide map box, but also something. And yeah, this is the style. And how do you use it? Go to filter. For example, we have a current Mapathon in this one. And I don't have an idea about the number, so I will put, and then you can go to the another. You can maybe specify the city, and example Jakarta. It will take a while before it shows Jakarta, and then you can do either set the location by word or set the coordinate, but this way that I prefer to do because it's easier. And no, I never fill this. And then what kind of features do you want? Probably only building. This is something like SM cover pass and show flag or not. I usually leave it as is, review status, etc. No, you can what R. The last, click apply. And we got 0 because there is no mapping activity with this specific filter in Jakarta with building. So imagine that you can monitor very, very specific using this. Clear all. You need to clear all and building. Okay, I got this one. For example, our specific project use number this one. I will copy and paste, go back to filter and delete the hashtag. I don't know, sometimes it works without hashtag, sometimes it doesn't. But it's easy to remember. This one, we got this. And from this one, we can tell, oh, someone do a mass deletion, but we need to still confirm. Oh, they delete the object, admin deleted, but they delete this one and only edit one. So as you can see that one building in square count as 5 objects, as I said earlier. I think that's it because we have 3 minutes left, and yeah, feel free to have an interactive discussion. I stop from here. Over back to you, Joshua.
Okay, so I believe Sir Mark Mungalan has also shared another useful tool for monitoring Mapathon. So for everyone's information, it's resultmaps.neis-1.org. Sir Mark has sent the link on the chat. So we'd also like to encourage everyone to try all the tools that we presented here, since although it may come a little bit it may be a little overwhelming, the tools that we've presented here. It's very useful, especially if you want to know, to track, to monitor, and to check all the data that we've contributed to OpenStreetMap, especially if we're running organizations, growing organizations, running uh, large organizations. It's very helpful to know the state of the edits that our members are contributing to OpenStreetMap. So it's very useful to learn and, well, maybe explore first on the tools that that was presented here. So all the links were shared. So we hope that you'll be able to use them in your future mapping activities. And as Sir Dinar has mentioned earlier, if you have questions on these tools that was presented, if you have clarifications on the way that was presented earlier, and you didn't have the opportunity or the time to ask them earlier, you may contact anyone from the AP Hub. Am I right, sir? And I'm also willing to help for those for the tools that I presented, for the tools that uh, we know how to use. So, Sir John, I think that's it for us.
Thank you, Joshua, and thanks for everyone who have joined. I think it was a very good session, very informative. So I'm looking also forward to the time that the recording will be available on our YouTube channel. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Joshua, for participating and leading this event, and thank you, Dinar, for great additions and great insights about additional tools. Jerome, thank you also for your suggestions as well. Happy to see that the event went this well, and again thanking Joshua to agreeing to participate, and thanks everyone again for being here, and see you next time. But don't go. Stop.